And pull up a chair, episode 27. We are live. I do it with my hands all of a sudden. But pull up a chair, episode 27. We are live. Thank you for spending a sleepless Saturday, getting it kicked off with us, getting into the zone, getting into the groove. Got the on-air sign right there in the back, and we are ready to go. To my left, I got my co-host, the brother, the Book of Snooker, the author himself, Super Fried Snooker off the top of the cage.
You know we're coming. We're coming with that mean elbow.
Giving him the people's elbow?
Yes, sir. You see the Lord shining through that lovely light. We love it.
That is true.
And I'm not even mad at it.
Let there be light.
I love it.
We want all of the lights. No, is that a Rihanna reference right there?
Could
all
be.
the lights. But it is your host, El Tutor Tente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, the one who, of course, taught Bruce Lee everything he motherfucking knows, a.k.a. Stoney Montana, a.k.a. Edward Swisher Hands, a.k.a. Young Dumbledore, the lyrical wizard, a.k.a. Mr. Keep the Love High and the motherfucking hate low. Call me what you will or want, just never call my broker sad.
That's a fact.
Yes, it is. That is a factoid.
Yes, sir.
So we got beautiful sunlight going on. No leaves on the trees in the back. How are you feeling?
It's a sunny day in Ohio, and it's colder than it looks outside. That's all. It looks lovely outside, but it's still.
It's that deceiving sunlight.
It's still winter in Ohio.
Because that looks like 75.
It's that.
But what is it hitting like 35?
It's the winter in Ohio, but Ohio's saying spring's around the corner, yo. Because that's that
Let's
good.
Get right
sun.
into it on this episode.
That's the good sunlight. You know, that's not the winter sun where it's like, oh, this shit doesn't even give you any warmth.
Tobacco, by the way, of course.
But like
tobacco products only.
When this sun, it hits different when it's a spring around the corner. After a long winter, just cold, like you step in the sunlight outside, you're like, ooh, I'm actually like 5-10 degrees warmer in this shit, rather than just like not in the sun in winter, like right now. And I'm just glad we got some sunlight, you know?
Oh yeah.
Rather than a cloud.
How's your week been?
It was a good week. Normal work week, you know. 5 days, put in oil changes, tires. It was kind of like it was a weirder work week, I should say. It was like some slower days at the end. We had like some people, we had some people calling off, like canceling appointments.
I
not calling off, they were canceling appointments, but it was like awkward timing because I would be like standing there waiting for like, all right, next car will be here 10 minutes. No show. And
wow.
Like, damn, I got an hour till the next wait.
See, my work week kind of flew by.
That's the best.
I love that shit. You look at the clock, you're like, oh my God, it's been 45 minutes already? Fuck yeah. Like, oh, love that shit.
Yeah, that was me the other like
3 days. I should bring up one piece of my news though. I just had an Xbox go to the Xbox cemetery.
Not yet.
Not officially, but no. It's in the ICU.
We are in the ICU. We're
in the ICU.
To be fair, you know what surgery it needs. You need to just do it and get it over with. Because
am I putting it off, you know?
Well, yeah, you're putting it off. Well,
pretty much what happened is
some
shit came up.
Off is getting a new console.
And I got a factory reset, but I'm pretty convinced that if I factory reset, even if it lets me do it, then I'm going to lose all of my data. So I figure if I'm going to do the factory reset, I'm going to wait until March 17th when the new WWE game comes out. To where then if I lose all my data and I start from scratch, I'll be like, well, I was starting this game from scratch anyway.
You'll still sign back. You'll still be able to sign back in you just got to sign back in as your game.
Now, here's the thing, though. I don't remember how to log into that bitch.
Microsoft account.
Which I don't remember how to get into that.
Just go to Microsoft.com.
It's Outlook, right? Or something like that, I think I had.
Microsoft.com. Be like, oh, I'm trying to find my email for this gamer tag.
I think I'll just make a new one.
I wouldn't. Hell, I'm not giving up my gamer score. Especially yours.
I had to give up.
Put in work. Like, put in years.
But see, I can't even sign into that. I know where it is, but like I can look at the profile, but I can't.
But that's what I'm saying. You'll be able to recover it if you just have to take an hour to actually go through the tedious process.
Trying to recover that original one, Lee Harvey Optic, would be fucking nuts. I remember I tried to do that, and it's borderline impossible.
It's not. It's just really fucking tedious because it's annoying hassle of emailing the support team. And then go into
there's a lot of hoops you'd have to jump
then you gotta go. Okay, now I know the email. Let me go to this email.
At the end of the day, though, I got an amazing movie collection. I'll be straight. I'll be good.
I mean,
I got movies, studio.
At the end of the day, it's only video game gamer score. So like restarting,
And me
it's
too.
not the worst thing, but it's a little hit to the heart of our gamer, of our inner gamer.
I'll tell you right now, this
Like-
doesn't hurt like it did when I knew that I lost Optic. When I lost that one.
Well,
Because
we're
that
also-
one had
yeah.
like 76,000 or something like that. Where now I only had like, I think maybe
Yeah.
3,400. Or maybe actually, no, I had like
I forgot
4,200
you
or
did.
something.
I thought you. So, all right. I forgot you weren't able to recover Lee Harvey actually. 'Cause
Yeah,
I thought
okay,
you
yeah.
had
I
that
thought
one
I
now.
kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, because I was like,
That's
it
probably
hit
why you
my
thought
inner
like, why
gamer.
am I not bummed?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, like I've already been bummed on
Because
that.
I went through the same process. Like when I was trying to recover my shit, I couldn't
My
remember
thing with that
email.
is I'm just glad that I know where it is, so I can go back and look at those games and achievements that I got, and it even has the date that I got some of them. So I'm like, oh fuck,
You'll
like
get
that
a
was
kick out
cool.
of this though. My original email I had to get and remember my password for, like when I was recovering everything. That's why I know it's a tedious fucking process. It was an AIM email.
Wow.
AIM. Y'all don't even know what that is, but it was literally like I was like, I don't know the fucking password of this shit.
That messaging was instant.
That shit
That
was
was
that was revolutionary, literally. Like that was texting before phones were able
Yes.
to do it.
And even when the text like first became a thing too, people would still prefer to do the IM because the text couldn't even go that fast. For real.
Oh yeah.
And minutes.
Yeah, I was about to
At
say
the time.
like,
So, like,
back in the
people
day,
would
you
be
had
like,
to pay for that text,
Yeah, people were
usually.
like, let me get home, get on the computer. Like,
But
don't want to waste the
downfall,
minutes.
You logged on the internet, you lost that home phone.
Would you really think about it? Texting another person while you're both in the same school building? That was crazy.
While texting someone
You're like,
that's
what are you doing? I'm in math. What are you doing? I'm in English.
Texting
Where are you
someone that's
now?
on the
I'm in
opposite-
science. Where are you? History.
No,
Like,
the best was texting somebody that's in the same room as you, and then waiting for them to open it and watching their reaction because like it's something funny or like gross or something. So you're like,
I was never that cool, Nick. Never had that one.
well, that's because I moved. Or else we would have done that shit, but I moved.
I would have sent another girl a text in the middle
No,
of
not
class.
a
She would have
girl.
got up,
Not even a girl.
went to the teacher.
It could have been your friend.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I did that to a chick in the class. She would have walked up to the teacher. I would have been sent to the principal's office. It would have been all
I
right.
don't know what you thought I meant. I literally was like, you text one of your friends like, oh, a dope.
I thought you meant like you sent the girl
Like
like a dick pic in class, and then you like
Bro,
wait to see
time
like
out. No.
you know, like wait
No,
to see her
I do
reaction.
not condone this.
Like you wait to see like if she pulls it
No.
up, and then like if her eyes bug out, you're like, oh, I'm good.
Book a snooker. You don't send it unless she asks for it.
Oh yeah, no one solicited dick pics. That's true. But if she did want one solicited in the middle of class, and you were to send one, would you then also want to gauge her
I do
reaction?
not condone public indecency.
But what if you were indecent at home, and then you just came to school with the pic already loaded in your gallery? See what I mean?
See,
Nobody just takes the
Book
dick
a-
pic
not
and
book
send
a
it. You got to
snooker.
take it. You got to marinate
Book-
with it
no,
for a
book-
little bit. Sit with
here,
it.
book a snooker. Well, one, if you send an triple X rated, no face shots. Hey, because unless you
Can you imagine doing
really
that?
Trust people, like you gotta have.
You got to be
ultimate trust.
crazy to send the dick pic with the
Ultimate-
face in it. That'd be
ultimate-
nuts. Like
ultimate confidence,
trying to
or
smile.
trust.
You get like the bait. You got to be really confident at that
May or
point.
may not-
Actually, yeah, you're confident as a motherfucker.
You may or may not have.
You've done that?
You may or may not have. But you have to have extreme confidence or extreme trust in the person to do it. Like those book a snooker right there.
I posted a dick pic with my cock was covered with a sock. And I posted that on Snapchat story with one leg up on the toilet. And I did that, and I let that be posted for like 6
Captain
hours.
Morgan, that's wild. That's
That'll be the image on like Daily Loud that comes out about me in like 5 years. They'll be like, this is who you're riding with, this motherfucker right here.
hey, and I'm gonna save the day by sending them the picture of you with the waffles, and I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, all right, we'll run this instead. This is a lot better. Don't worry.
We're gonna run this one instead.
But
so what do you wanna now starting with that? What do you wanna dive in on first? We got music, we got
we
movies.
just covered math class, but then I had science class.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go subject for subject.
Chemistry, periodic table.
Fuck the periodic table. All my
What you mean?
homies hate the periodic table.
Hell no, we out here gang.
Periodic table bullshit. Just a bunch of initials with fake numbers below them. Shit's bullshit.
Don't be hating on him because you didn't know him. Don't be hating on him because you didn't pay attention. All right?
Hey, if it wasn't for this one dude, I wouldn't have passed that class for you.
Because that's how I know meth and Adderall are only
See, that's
one
how I used to be
fucking
smart though in
component
school.
different.
Like I remember when we were trying to partner up and people needed a partner, and everybody just left this weird dude all alone. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Every time they put the grades up, that motherfucker's got 100%. I'm riding with him. I didn't do a single fucking thing in that lab.
Me and you,
like,
I did. See, like Lucas, I can say this because we are
my government.
We are brothers. I don't say this disrespectfully, but I think you would agree. In high school, I was probably more sociable than you. People would probably
consistently through all 4 years, yeah.
Like
considering freshman year, I literally probably didn't say
people
like.
Probably approach me more, like.
Are you saying I'm hard to approach,
or just ugly? One or two. I don't know yet.
But a little bit of both. I'm an acquired taste, is what it is. Because like there's genuinely some people that don't even necessarily like just hate me. It's more of like they'll just like, yo, I can't do it. Like I can't be around that guy. And I'm just like, you know what? That's all right. Like I don't take too much offense to it. I'm like, whatever it is that I'm doing, I know that I'm super genuine, but something's throwing you off. Okay. Like I don't know what I used to have that way more than I do now though. Okay, used to have that way more than I do now.
But in chemistry class, like when you sought after the smart kid that was by himself, it was like you did it because like we're kind of both misfits and you're smart as fuck.
Yeah, you're actually a genius. I'm just an idiot over here.
And nobody is trying to, like, yeah, we kind of glue together because we're forced to because no one else wants to be our friend either. But, like, so, like, with me, like, I had...
Old like, trauma. Love it.
Perfect example. Joey Schmickla.
My dude, my dog, Joey Usto.
I'd be like, Joey, sorry, but I got to go with this smart dude over here, like, because... I ain't come to class.
If you pick Joey on a group project, that's
time out.
Love my man. That me and him would have done it, but it would have
time out.
We would have failed.
I always make sure he was in my group of 4 desks with me.
Oh,
but
my
when it
God.
came to a group project,
I remember that shit.
When it came to
you
doing
put the
duo,
desks together.
When it came to a duo group, I was like, yeah, I need the dude that's already done. Because
like the people that know that.
I
shit.
may or may not skip 3 days next week.
That's why I remember me and Pete had classes together. I'm like, we can't do this. I'm like. Every time we partner up, nothing gets done. We go home, nothing gets done. Like, damn.
Yeah,
but we do have some things to tackle, though.
I guess.
So let's just dive right into it. Which one?
So history class.
Oh my God.
and the War of 1812 is where I really started to get into it.
Oh my.
Actually, Genghis Khan back in the day. He was like 22.
That's like roadmap directions. When you've hit Genghis Khan, you've gone too far.
He was like young 20s and like had power and control over like 60% of the world at the time.
Oh, I don't know why I passed that like that.
You're good, but hey,
I like teetered it on my finger.
Wide receiver over here. We don't drop shit. But for real, for our topics.
Yeah, let's
not Genghis Khan. And like
let's dive into. Let's just start with sports. I feel like that's where the most shit. I feel like that's where the most shit has occurred though, is in sports. Obviously, dive right into it. Talk about it. LeBron James breaks the all-time scoring record, surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, leaving him the standalone number 1, leading all-time scorer. Now that's where I'm going with it. Does this, for you, certify him being the GOAT?
Yes.
This certifies it.
To be fair,
there's no more argument needed.
In my
for you, of course.
In my opinion, and in my debates, he was already the GOAT in my eyes. So we didn't need this, but it obviously helped. This solidifies it for all the old heads that are like grew up with Jordan, and it's like how we grew up with LeBron. Like we ultimately have a little bit of bias because we watched him. We watched a little bit of Jordan, but like it's mainly rewatching the highlights we see because we're just too young, basically. But like, I'll compare him to like Jordan is like Brady. He's the greatest winner of basketball ever. Like greatest competitor in basketball doesn't make you the greatest of all time. Because like when Brady he has 7 Super Bowls.
That's interesting. So like take.
Now everyone looking at Patrick Mahomes is like. He's not shit, and he already has a Super Bowl and 2 MVPs. and he still has to go out there and prove himself. Like, what the fuck? Kurt Warner doesn't even have a Super Bowl Hall of Fame. Like, or he might have one. But there's like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Like back in the day, it wasn't like Super Bowls are very fucking hard to get to and win.
Tom Brady's
and
one
like
of those.
Tom Brady has like made it look so fucking effortless, easy that like it's brainwashed society of thinking like, oh no, like if you're a good quarterback, you just go win the Super Bowl. Like, no, that's what the greatest competitor or winner does. But the greatest of all time.
So now
at quarterback, greatest of all time, I don't know if it's Tom Brady.
You said LeBron. You already thought GOAT, but this helps the argument.
Yes, he went to how many straight finals?
My next question would be,
because my biggest argument is Jordan got knocked out in the playoffs early in his career, in the first round. LeBron's never been out in the first round. Yeah, he didn't make it.
I'm trying to find devil's advocate here.
Like, okay, LeBron didn't make it a couple years back when he had no team, was 30-something years old and hurt.
Trying to find the devil's advocate angle here. I'm trying. I want to be a debater today.
Further. Jordan ain't win shit till he had Pippen. So he needed, and people act like Pippen isn't a Hall of Fame fucking player. With Dennis Rodman,
I might be wrong here. How many games?
Of all time.
I might be wrong here. How many games? Because I know Jordan's 5th on the all-time scoring, correct?
I don't.
I believe when I saw the list, I think he's 5.
I don't know factually. I'll agree with it. Probably top 5 is fact.
So then my question would be, again, I'm only doing devil's advocate here, coming from, hey, I want to debate Jordan's the GOAT.
Hey, I love that.
He's number 5 on the scoring all-time list. But what if didn't LeBron play a bigger amount of games than him? See what I mean? Like, LeBron just broke the scoring record, but hasn't he played way more fucking games?
That's why I don't need the scoring record to make my arguments.
But now, what if MJ played as long as LeBron did? Wouldn't his numbers be?
We don't know because he retired and went to play baseball. LeBron didn't. That's why another argument: LeBron's greatest of all time. He's only been dedicated.
Well, because LeBron's been playing about 20 years now, right?
But his dedication to basketball is like Kobe's. Jordan is like Deion Sanders.
I'm always gonna say Kobe's the GOAT, but that's just me. I'm biased.
Hey, I respect that too.
Always gonna go with the Mamba. However, though, I do find it very difficult to argue someone now that LeBron isn't the greatest of all time, even though that I don't think he is. But I find it hard to argue that
he's not better than Jordan. Now, like
you don't think LeBron's
no, I'm saying it's hard for you to not say like, all right, he's not in your eyes. He's not better than Kobe, greatest of all time, but he's now above Jordan.
Yes, like if I was the coach or whoever, the GM, and I had a rookie Jordan and a rookie LeBron and a rookie Kobe all entering the draft class, and I know now what people didn't know then, I would go with Kobe.
Hey. And I can't argue anybody's choice. Like they're all phenomenal, amazing, legendary players, iconic players.
And I think they all had like elements like those. Because to me, not having those 3 as your top 3 is just crazy.
Well, it depends on how you see basketball. If you're a bigger man, you can have Will up there, Bill Russell.
Some people do that.
Shaq.
I like the Shaq one.
Shaq's the most dominant and physical player the game's ever seen and will ever see. People forget when he was in Orlando.
I'm a D Wade guy.
When he was in Orlando, he was the point guard running coast to coast, cross through, dribble around, spin, yam. Broken backboard.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. See you next week.
However, though, you put him at the free throw line, and oh my.
But like
he has a little bit of a hard time at the free throw. But no, I do gotta give nothing but props and major congratulations though to LeBron for breaking that score record.
Just my final
it just sucks that they lost the game though. They lost to the Thunder. They lost that game.
Thunder people.
I don't know. I think it was kind of stupid that the Thunder won it. Like
they got a young team that's hungry. Like
every time though, I saw this stat that every time LeBron climbed a notch on the top 5 scoring record, they lost that game.
So it's
every single time he would go up a notch, and now that he broke the record, he's lost every single game.
One of the other reasons I put him as the GOAT because he's not just an all-time great scorer, he's an all-time great facilitator in general on the floor. So like when LeBron's at his peak and prime player. It's when he's getting everyone else involved and like looking at them and like knows the look of like, oh, when he looks back at like in Cleveland, for instance, like JR's on the wing or whatever, Kyrie's here, Tristan's over here.
Whole Benji.
Tristan knows when he fake passes to JR over here, this dude's gonna bite on it. I got to cut. And then LeBron's gonna no look it to me, and I got easy too. So like that's when LeBron is the most lethal, is when he's facilitating, but then he's the king. He can go up and dunk on anybody if you want. Like the videos that came out with the Grizzlies or whatever. He's like, stop talking that shit. Like, blah, blah. Like, no, I ain't taking this disrespect no more. Like, that shit. Like, oh, you think you score a few points, you think you're good now. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, went down, dunked on like 3-4 people. Literally the next series, was like, this dude's 34. Got Saudi as some young kids. And literally just said, y'all think shit's sweet? I just dunked on everybody.
Damn.
Like, get the fuck out of my way. Like,
shat on him.
So, like, he can still take over games. And, like, that's what I was telling Vince. I was like, if he wants to put up...
Vince! Can't wait to have Vince on the show.
Like, I was like, LeBron might get it tonight or whatever when he was gonna. I was like, it all depends on how he feels. If he's feels like dominant and like, oh, I can score easy against them.
Which I was glad to see that he did it that way, because like it would have been worse if like he only needed like 4 points.
Right.
Because then like going into the next game it would have been like, oh fuck.
Oh,
like,
here we go.
2 minutes into the first quarter, what a moment.
Right.
Like,
so it was like, yeah, they lost, but at the same time, like, he didn't. It wasn't a loss in the sense, like.
Yeah, no. Overall, he went home happy.
Because I don't even think they, like.
He probably went home like, we suck anyway.
Because isn't that Russell got into an argument with the coach that night.
However, though, I gotta ask you something. What was up with that Anthony Davis picture? That picture where everybody was like, I don't know if he ever addressed it or not, but it legitimately looked like he was not happy for LeBron.
Because in the locker room, no, he wasn't happy. He was very happy for LeBron. He was very unhappy with Russell Westbrook's behavior in the locker room because he got into an argument and debacle with their head coach, Ham.
Gotcha.
So, AD, basically, it brought down everyone's morale on LeBron's huge night, basically. And behind the scenes, shit hit the fan. And AD was like, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like,
it was just
you just had to shit on the parade, like, literally, like.
Yeah.
And then
like,
that was the final straw for Russell in LA. And
I didn't know that.
The next day, he got traded. So, like, that was
now, see, I saw that.
Straw.
Now, where did he get traded to again?
It was a 3-team deal. He ended up in Utah Jazz.
He's in Utah.
Yes, sir. Now, will he be there at the end of the year? Who knows?
It's interesting.
But that's where he landed right now.
In Utah. Yeah, so that was actually the other question I had. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention about basketball going on is, I saw the trade deadline shit went nuts. Who went to Dallas?
Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie's in Dallas. You just said Russell to Utah.
D'Angelo Russell back to LA.
Deloading back to Lakers, correct?
Yes.
And then
Kevin Durant to the Suns.
Yes. Kevin Durant went to where?
The Suns. Phoenix.
Wow.
Yeah, they just
Okay, which trade do you think is more pivotal than which team?
KD to the Suns.
I think I agree with you.
Because that's all they needed was another.
I think I agree with you.
They just needed another consistent scorer they could rely on when, like, all right, D-Book is tired or something.
Oh, like, Kyrie to the Mavs, though, could be filthy.
Depends on how.
If he can mesh with Luka.
Yes. But I think they will be able to. Because, like, Luka, like.
At this point, I'm convinced Kyrie's going to be a part of every single team in the NBA by the time his career is done.
I don't. The Nets, like, they added something into.
How many teams has he been on at this point?
4.
Nets, Cavs,
Celtics, Dallas. 4. KD's been on.
Well, wasn't he a Sixer?
No.
That was Harden.
Yes.
Where's he?
Still there.
Still a Sixer.
Yeah.
I should know that. I have him in fantasy.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes. I don't check the team. I'm just here to get this. Which has been few and far between recently, but we're trying. Talk about the trade deadline. I thought that shit went crazy. I thought that shit went nuts though.
But it was all because the Nets tried to add in like certain stipulations.
I thought it was all because Ja Morant said that he felt eased up in the West.
That's why they went to the. He fucked them over for sure. It got a lot harder. It just got harder.
Yeah, that tweet of his or that statement aged like
it
milk.
was all because the Nets tried to add in like certain stipulations to Kyrie's extension.
Yeah, that shit aged like some milk with the cap off.
And he felt disrespected and felt they were unneeded. So it was like, all right, y'all just try to. I don't know what it was, but like he felt some type of way. It was like, all right, you guys got 6 days to trade me before the deadline, or I'm going on free agency at the end of the year anyway. So I might as well get something from me while you can.
Yeah, fuck it.
6 days. Hurry up.
GM probably had some fun. He's like, hey, I can trade Kyrie.
I'm pissed that
people are going to take the phone call.
A report came out that the GM, not purposely, but wasn't going to trade him to Lakers. I'm pissed.
Just you want to see Kyrie and Bron again?
Yeah. Duh. Obviously.
What if they want to chip together again?
That's what would have happened.
You think so?
That's why the Nets didn't trade him there. They're like, well, because in their eyes, they probably were keeping Kevin Durant at the time.
I don't necessarily think he wins the chip in Dallas, though, either. The Suns is a good pick, and I wouldn't actually mind seeing that.
That's...
You know I like the Suns.
Me too.
I had to retire my Suns hat, though, for a minute after that scandal came out.
Like, these guys...
I had to put that one back in the bushes.
That's literally all they needed last year was another person to put up 20 points average. Like,
yeah, that's going to be deadly, though, because now what do you got? You got
Devin Booker, Chris Paul, KD, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
That's a mean four right there.
That's a fucking unit.
And, like,
I love Devin Booker, so I'm excited to see how all
I
those
hope Chris
trades
gets his ring this year.
And those trades really shaked up fantasy. Like, I noticed that. They really shaked up fantasy. I was like, whoa, shit.
Stirred up the whole league.
Luckily, my team is safe. I just happen to have the player that said he felt easy in the West.
That's forget who tweeted that out. It was like, it's all because of you.
So the thing that I was actually most excited to talk about this week, rarely does this happen. Probably first time ever it's happened yet on the show. It actually falls under the sports category because it's a little bit sports, a little bit of music. But let's talk about the sports side of it first as we lead into it. We all know it's tomorrow night. Super Bowl.
That's tomorrow.
One of the most watched events of the year. You know, that little thing that they put on, that little show, that little backyard act that they put on.
What is it?
The best football teams. Yeah, from both respective sides.
Football?
They beat a couple of teams to get here.
Okay.
And then now they're gonna finally face off tonight, and a couple people are gonna watch it. I don't know.
Winner take all?
Yeah, winner take all for sure.
Okay.
They leave it like this, like weird, like you put like a ring on.
Huh.
Yeah, looks all right. Honestly, looks like some middle of the mall shit. Yeah.
But, hey.
Semi-important, but no. all in all kidding aside.
Everybody has their own cup of tea.
Super Bowl is tomorrow night. I'm excited for it.
It's gonna be.
Wish my Niners were in there, but it is what it is.
It's gonna be a hell of a game.
Who do you got? Dive right into it. First off, I got money on the Eagles, but I also got DraftKings bet on the Chiefs, so I'm gonna win somewhere, baby. Let's go.
I literally been on Eagles the whole time
and
until like yesterday. I'm not switching. I'm just. I have arguments for both sides, and I have like reasons how they could both win. So It's like, Eagles. This is the start of Jalen Hurts and their dynasty, which is great as long as they can keep some of their older vets around and prolong retirement. But we're in the middle of Patrick Mahomes' dynasty, and he just wins. Whenever
it's going to be a close game.
He just finds a way. Like
definitely going to be quite a bit of points on the board.
Heard a breakdown, it resonated with me. There's passes where like quarterbacks need to hit the money. Like certain plays, like they're falling down, weird, getting chased. Patrick Mahomes never misses that throw. He always gets it to the receiver. There was times.
So I take it you're not mad that Mahomes got MVP?
No. Rightfully so.
Over Jalen?
Like,
I'm not necessarily saying I disagree, but remember, I like debating.
I think Patrick had less caliber of weapons. He
Agreed.
yes, Travis Kelce.
Like,
but besides that,
I do agree with that. Like, Mahomes made people like me, Cole Hardman, look like a wide receiver 3.
And that's what I was about to say is Patrick Mahomes, when he has to make that throw, he makes it. And yes, Jalen is younger.
Did you see this report though? I don't know if there's any truth to this. I'm not
real quick, but like because someone broke it down, they were like last week or whatever in the game or 2 weeks ago or something. I forget which game they were talking about, but there was throws where like Jalen had to put it on the money, like crucial plays had to be accurate, and it was just off a little bit. But if Patrick Mahomes is in that situation,
through that same ball,
it's hitting the receiver on the
on the dot.
He's been there, done that before, type of thing. Like Patrick Mahomes is a winner, and they're in their dynasty.
So I take it you think the Chiefs are going to win? Is what I'm hearing.
Then again, the Eagles have the best offensive line and the best defensive line and linebackers. So it's like if they can get to Patrick Mahomes,
I think the Eagles are going to win, and why is because the Eagles' defense is that much better than the Chiefs' defense.
I think so too, because I think comes down to which defense can make more one more stop than the other defense.
Yes,
and I think the Eagles will make that.
I'll just say my score first: 42-34, Philly.
Yeah, I was gonna go like 35-38. Like it's gonna be a high shootout. Defense has to make a stop, and I think.
Are you putting any stock in the leaked score? 37-34, the script?
No.
You're not following the script?
Script, yeah.
Damn you, Arian Foster! You son of a bitch. That shit
was great internet, though.
Somebody really did. I actually ended up going back and watching. I was like, oh fuck, he was being sarcastic. People just took that little clip where it genuinely looked like he was being serious.
Man.
And then boom,
that shit blew up.
Yeah, I don't even think he intended for that. That shit's hilarious though. But so you said score. Now to pivot into what I was also really excited to talk about regarding the game.
Mm-hmm.
Riri, after 7 long years, is at the halftime show performing. She gets 13 minutes on her set. I watched the Apple Music interview. She did with Nadeska, which was phenomenal. Props to Nadeska. Great interview.
Shout out.
How do you feel she's going to utilize those 13 minutes? Who comes out? What's the set?
I
was thinking on it at work. I was actually having a lot of fun thinking about this yesterday. All right, so then you can tell me what you think of my imaginary set list that I think Rihanna might have. Because I got a hot take.
All right, real quick. There's like 3 songs that come to mind that she starts with.
Because
Shine Bright Like a Diamond.
And you got to also look at it this way. She only can do X amount of the song, obviously.
I was about to say, I felt like she should have more time.
I thought so too. Prince had 29 minutes. She only gets 13, but it
felt
is what
like
it is.
Katy Perry walked out.
And those words are out of her mouth. And she said she only has 13.
I feel like Katy Perry's walk on that big ass lion
was
mechanic.
Like 10 minutes itself. Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. Whatever.
Like, damn, Katy Perry, what are you doing? Coming out at WrestleMania?
Could be like "Don't Stop the Music" first song because
now that's what Koozie said.
The song is so iconic that as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh.
I think that's
it's like "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" because it's a big ass moment.
First off, I think she comes out to "Needed Me." I could see that. Like I could almost picture it.
Umbrella.
Okay, now my question is, I do think she does Umbrella. Do you think Jay-Z comes out and does a little bit of his verse? No. You're saying no. I'm saying yeah.
Apple paid for
Rihanna. Oh, it is the Apple Music halftime show. Ooh.
It's not the title halftime show.
That's actually a good point.
And I think Jay-Z isn't a cheap ticket.
Jay-Z is curating it, though. Does that
He's not performing. He's not a cheap ticket to perform.
Well, now my next question would be then.
Yeah, you're paying me to curate, but bitch, if you want me to perform, add another 7
I think she does Run This Town. I think she does just the hook of Run This Town, though. I know on Rory and Mal has this fantasy where Kanye is going to come out and do the verse with Jay. And I was like, that's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream.
Win Back America, though.
You think he does? Nah, no.
That's me joking with
you.
But, like, if you're trying to get Kanye...
To humor it, do you think in any world or realm of possibility they'd be like, yeah, Kanye
singles. Come out there? I think it's all singles.
I do believe she does the Please Don't Stop the Music. Great pick. I do believe you get Umbrella. You get Run This Town. You get Needed Me.
I think she ends with Don't Stop the Music.
Now, do you think she does anything with Drake? No.
I think she does all singles.
All singles.
Well.
So no Run This Town then?
No. It's not in New York.
It was in the commercial.
If it was in New York or something, maybe.
Because they showed like her as a little girl like walking on the Barbados sand, and then you hear like the feel it coming in the air. I can't do the Run This Town.
Maybe they use like the chorus or something to lead to songs or something, but I don't think they do the whole song now.
Or like maybe she just comes out to that. That does sound like an entrance song.
Like I don't think they do the whole song.
No.
They could like you said, like the chorus. Or
you will not hear the "We Are Pledge Your Allegiance."
Yeah,
I'm the Black Caesar.
So she might walk out to like, the hook real quick.
Hey, what up, dude?
What up, homie?
Big Balls 20.
But I think this isn't Jay-Z's moment. This isn't Kanye's. This is Rihanna coming back. So I think I don't think she's gonna have anyone come out. If she did, it'd be A$AP Rocky.
See, I don't think A$AP Rocky can come out, and the only reason why I'm saying that,
he's on baby duty.
I don't want to come off as a hater. Everybody knows I fucking love A$AP Rocky, but America would do the who the fuck is this?
Hell no.
Overall,
no.
Like he's not people our age.
He's been behind the scenes on the Amazon Prime like music shit. So like he's been introduced.
Let me word it like this: does anybody generally 35 years or older?
I was just about to rephrase it. He's been introduced to old white America already because of football, because of Amazon Prime. Like how 2 Chainz was doing like post concert and shit. A$AP was on one of the post concerts.
He said Rocky's still in album mode. No way he'll be there.
Well, he's on baby duty. He's not allowed. Someone's got to watch the kid. Come on now.
Yeah, he'll be putting the kid to bed as she's just about ready to take the stage.
No.
I know.
Watching this shit. Stay awake, baby. Stay awake. Watch your mother.
Mom's on the TV.
Right, watch your mother perform. But
and she still won't give me that feature.
Well, Apple wasn't paying for it.
So you're saying nobody comes out, she does all singles?
I think it's not about other people. It's about her.
I'm gonna take a leap. Needed Me, Please Don't Stop the Music. Umbrella, Run This Town, Hook.
I agree.
Now this one I am gonna sound crazy for. I know this is the hot take.
Okay.
I think she does the monster hook. And then Eminem comes out and does his verse, and then she does the hook one more time.
They're not bringing M back after he took a knee last year.
You really don't think so?
He was told not to. They were all informed not to. Because I think the plan was they were all going to together. M50, Snoop, Dre. And it was like...
Interesting.
It was kind of like under the radar. They were like, hey, can we not do that? Because some of the people think it's offensive, even though you're all just supporting... people. Like, it's not negative by any means, but people took it that way and skewed it. So they were told not to, and then he ended up doing it.
Damn.
But that's M. Shout out M. You a real one.
And then no Drake. He said I think it'll definitely a medley of all singles. Definitely Needed Me. It was in the trailer. Bet. Yeah, I think Needed Me would either maybe be the entrance or the Run This Town medley.
I like the Run This Town because that's only like Run This Town will be her intro, like the chorus.
Then she does Needed Me,
or it's like when she has to like move.
What if she just like did like Sex on the Brain
or like when she has to move between the big stage and a smaller set? That's when they do like the Run This Town chorus, because like they can make it all dark or whatever, and they can set up and like move stage around real quick. Or, like they're not doing the whole song, so it's only the chorus.
Definitely has an LED American flag vibe. They would do something like that.
He said LED
American flag vibe. I'm excited though for that halftime show. I really think it's going to be a good one. Excited to see how that goes. Let's recap the Grammys a little bit.
Okay.
What'd you think of the Grammys this year? I thought it was actually one of the better Grammys in recent memory.
Won't lie, didn't watch it live.
Just caught the highlights, so to speak.
Yes, sir. Did not watch it live. I will not lie to you
So,
guys.
just to dive right into it, we got most of our predictions for the most part right.
I'm really upset Jack didn't take anything home though.
Yeah, Kendrick sweep in the rap category was a little wild. The only one he did not win was best melodic rap, which went to Wait for You.
Which we did kind of see coming.
If you remember, I said the Wait for You one because I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like if you're going to give it to Future, that's going to be the category.
Yes.
But we saw First Class there, and I was like,
I don't know how you.
oh, the
snub
50th
him.
anniversary hip hop tribute. That's yeah. But you want to talk about that before we get to the awards?
Hold on. Oh, fuck. I had something to.
You were talking about how Jack lost, and you were like, I feel like that was fucked.
Oh, but we also talked about like how we could see Kendrick sweeping because it's Kendrick. But then I even asked you, I was like, do you feel this is Kendrick's best album? And you're like, no. And I was like, see, but he still could take them all, and that's bullshit because it's not his best work.
Before we started the pod today, I mentioned to you off air, I was like the year that we're gonna let Kendrick sweep is this one.
Do you think it was like we gotta give him these because we fucked up in the past, and he might not be back because he might be done with music.
See, my thing with that,
you know what I mean? This could be his last.
The only thing that I disagree with on that being the case would be is the fact that he's like going into that he was a 14-time Grammy winner, so it's like he didn't need it anymore. I could see if this was the following year after Good Kid, Mad City and Kendrick sweeps and all that, but the fact that that wasn't the case, I mean, he didn't really start popping off Grammy wins all like that until then.
But I just don't see how it's a
actually
sweep.
I
don't see how it's a sweep if it's not just like, oh yeah, sorry, like this is us saying, this is us giving your get back. Like
my only guess is that they wanted to take the progressive route and give it to Mr. Morale. But then again, though, at the same time, I love Mr. Morale. I also had that as my number 2 album of the year behind Forever Story, so I'm not necessarily mad at it. But we did talk on the pod that I would have liked to see Jack get his moment. Like,
oh, Jack deserved his moment. It's not that.
And I always do it like this too. Kendrick will be back. Kendrick will be nominated again. We're always going to get great Kendrick
I don't
music.
think it's going to be his last album, to be fair. But I was devil's advocate. It could have possibly, like, you could argue it could, like,
yeah, and
if he did call it quits, he has a great discography. I don't think it's going to be the end of him. Like, I think he's going to produce more. But like,
fucking Billboard just ranked him the number 2 rapper of all time.
If he pulled like a ASAP was like, all right, I'm going to do fashion for 5 years. Like, if I come back to music, I might. But so like, I don't think it's going to be his last album either, though.
No. I do think it's going to be a minute before we get the next one, but it won't be as long of a wait. I don't think we'll wait that long.
Probably 3.5.
But like, I just don't know what Jack's next album is going to be like. So I feel like he definitely deserves.
I think he's going to be. I think he's going to not be depressed, but like in a slump.
5 years max.
Like, not like a little writer's block because like he just dropped a phenomenal album and project, and got snubbed. And like, damn.
Almost deflating a little bit.
That's what I mean. Is like it is like.
And I told you one of my favorite thing at the Grammys is when they cut to everybody's face, and like his reaction was kind of like that. Damn, like there goes the chance right there. Fuck, like
thought I had good old yabba dabba do off screen
dab action.
Yeah, yabba dabba.
Loved the 50th anniversary hip hop tribute. That was fucking amazing. The only thing that was a little thrown off by it was towards the end when like Baby came out after like I think it was like Scarface, and I was like, hold on, let me transition quick. But no, that was a great performance though. Love the anniversary to celebrate 50 years of hip hop. I don't have a beer or drink in my hand anymore, but we'll grab one out of the fridge. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Yabba dabba do for 50 years.
Celebrating 50 years of hip hop is always a beautiful thing. And I got nothing but love, of course, to see all of those great acts still up there. And you know, one thing that I loved too was the old guys that were up there. What didn't feel like, they weren't like, DMC, and they actually went back. Like, for example, when I saw Scarface and like fucking, first off, Questlove on the drums the whole time was amazing. I had to pop that off too. But no, just top to bottom though, everybody that they had come out was just fucking amazing.
what made you when you said little baby? You're like, what the fuck? Why?
So it was just it was nothing against Baby. It was just
Should they have like somebody in between him to like?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I was like,
yeah, because like the way I felt like
'Cause
they were doing it
he has
was like
changed the game.
they were
rightfully
like
so,
going
but-
from like late 80s, and I was like, oh, holy shit.
Okay,
And then like they brought it all the way to like
they
About
were running out
2000.
of time, and they were like,
and then like
shit.
it was like okay 2000, and then it was like boom, just straight to
2020.
Baby and Uzi, and it was like oh
Do you
whoa.
Think, do you think they didn't?
Like for example, even Questlove on the drums, his like arms almost like tweaked out for a second because he's
really?
like, hold on, I gotta do something new. Like,
Do you think that they didn't get who they like wanted to for like in between those two? You know what I mean? Like they had certain artists like in mind, like, oh, we'll have this Questlove, then these two, but they no show, no call. They're like,
apparently, yeah, all the early, I didn't know this, all the early 2000s rappers that were asked said no.
okay, well,
Because that's what I thought it was missing. Like we needed like almost like a Luda. Like we got Nelly, but then we needed like a Luda, and then we needed
like a T.I.,
like a T.I. I thought like maybe a
50.
Future would have been cool.
like
But
someone in between.
I
that,
think
like,
it was a combination though of what he just said, because again I didn't know that, but I also think it was not enough time. Because to really do that, they would have been up there for a minute.
But if you're doing a 50
And it almost would have been like a pipe dream, because I feel like you could have used like
but that's
Wayne,
what you do at a 50-year
Future,
celebration.
Chief Keef. Well, yeah, because like then
You
I argue
set
at
aside
the end of the
time.
night, DJ Khaled did not need 12 minutes. DJ Khaled got 12 minutes for one record.
They said we
God
the
did.
best.
Oh, that
God
intro
did.
was a crazy intro. Like, there's no way the guy behind the camera wasn't like, dude, seriously?
Can we?
Like, we got Wayne
Somebody
over
push
here.
this man up on stage. Hurry up!
Like, if Wayne don't come out now, he's about to leave. Like,
he's falling over. He's leaned up, bro. He needs a chair. Like he needs to be walking right now, or else he's gonna tip over.
Jay-Z just had his fucking Lambo truck get pulled up for him 5 minutes ago, Colin.
He's ready to go.
You lost all your acts, Colin.
You had 3 minutes. We're at 12.
Luckily, Rick Ross stayed because he was walking out, but he walked past the buffet.
Yeah, he saw the chicken wings. He saw the chicken wings. He said, "Oh, I knew I smelled something back here."
He never even made it to his seat. Just been standing by that table the whole time.
He said, "Why do I need to go sit down? I got everything right here. Where my lemon pepper?
He's over here. Pull the chair in this motherfucker.
Where my lemon pepper at?"
Oh God, that's funny.
Shout out the boss.
But yeah, overall, the other awards, there was a couple more. Lizzo won. I honestly don't know what the difference between these two awards is, but she won Song of the Year.
What's the other one?
That was easy on me. Record of the Year.
Well, we had talked about that. I asked you last week. I was like,
But then
So
album
did
of the year was As It Was, Harry Styles.
but we also agreed the Grammys are like adding in like. There's a lot more genres and categories than there was. So, participation trophies. Like, oh, you're not good enough to win hip hop, so we got to make up best hip hop.
You weren't good enough to win
performance.
Record of the Year, so we'll give you Song of the Year.
And you weren't good enough to win record or song of the year.
So there
we'll
was
give you-
2 songs of the year, is what you're saying.
and then you didn't win those, so we'll give you best performance of the year. Like, what? Like, get the fuck out! Like, I don't.
Crazy.
It's just
And then it's like best melodic rap performance, and it's like, so R&B.
because I was like,
I
I was thrown off by like I looked.
No,
over,
I know the difference
I looked
between
over at
melodic
your
rap
pho-
and
I
R&B.
looked at-
I don't want to sound ignorant.
But when I looked over at your phone, bro, and I saw the list of things, I was like, oh, each one is a fucking cat. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit, we're about to be here.
Oh, when we were going through
Yeah,
the Grammy
I
list.
looked over and you were scrolling. I was like, oh shit, like.
Well, that's why now they have to give some out before the show even starts.
8 years ago, there was only like 15 total.
Like Beyonce found out that she won for Renaissance album when she was on the red carpet. They were getting interviewed. They were like, "How do you feel for winning Best Dance Album?" And she's like,
Huh?
"Oh, like the Renaissance or whatever." And they're like, "No, like the new one." She's like, "Oh,
Then
like oh shit, all right."
can I get to my seat and find out?
Yeah, like I didn't even know that. Like, where is? Well, she's like, "Where is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's inside." She's like, "Oh, fuck."
So do I even gotta go inside?
But-
Can I just go home now? Like what's-
damn, y'all announced it before I even got to see it get called.
So can I just get back in my limo?
Driver, don't leave.
For real?
Like,
I just gotta walk the red carpet, get some pictures taken. I'll be back. They're gonna tell me if I won or not. Like, that's crazy.
She's like, all right, Jay, don't worry, honey. You go do your music thing. You go out there and do your little music thing, Jay-Z.
Go.
Enjoy your verse at the end of the night.
Please the cameras.
Khaled let that man go for 5 minutes. I will say, though, that after he let Jay-Z rap, it was fucking hilarious that he followed it up and was like, the Grammys said that I couldn't go for 12 minutes. God did. And it's like, no, God just got you fined, Khaled.
Yeah, you just have money to pay. You just don't.
You just walk to the back, and those producers are like, "You're a fucking asshole." We still have to give out the album of the year.
Like that's
you're a dickhead.
Literally, he just knew the consequences weren't going to be harsh enough for him not to do it, and it was okay. Well, duh, I have money. Like,
yeah, it's like, take it easy, Beth. Like, you don't need to worry about your 7 minutes of Law and Order that you're going to miss that we're going over.
Oh God, no, you did. You did, Khaled. You did this. God didn't. You did.
God had nothing to do with this, Khaled.
You told him to go perform. And
I highly doubt that God specifically came to you and was like, hey, yo, that Grammy performance tonight, you got to go.
What if someone was like, over the loud mic, like, he's like, no, that was the devil, bro. God, dude.
Are you sure God's the one that's been telling you all this?
Are you talking with God or the devil, bro? Because that was ignorant. Like,
he's like, well, I just listen to whatever my dog says. Son of Sam. No, but
he's a shapeshifter. He's a shapeshifter.
You know what? If that actually came out during this year, I would not even be shocked.
What?
If they're like, Khaled's the son of Sam again, like he took orders from his dog, and then now he's just been going around saying God did. I'd be like,
or like,
it's actually kind of wholesome. If
crazy
you think about it. At least he's not murdering people.
DJ Khaled finally comes out of acid trip for 2.5 years.
DJ Khaled's just Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd, just stuck in a trip.
He was like, he was stuck in a trance for 2 years. Thought he was literally speaking with God.
I'll tell you what, on that Grammy performance, it looked like it. When Rick Ross was rapping, at one point, Rick Ross actually looks over and looks at him. Because Khaled, gets down and, starts doing this crazy prayer in the middle of the stage. And Rick Ross, sees it for a second and, he looks and he's like,
are you on drugs or are you just...
what the fuck
Rick
are
Ross,
you doing?
He grew up around drug addicts. Rick Ross literally saw him
Rick's over here looking at Khaled like, are you good?
He looked over, he's like, is he tweaking or is he just doing his own thing?
Even when I was watching it, wifey was watching with me. She goes, is Khaled all right? And I was like, God, I hope so. It looks like it could be a heart attack.
So did you see how people were coming out online for Post Malone because how he was performing?
No, I know a perk when I see one. That perk was fucking hitting. Either that or he was microdosing shrooms and drunk.
That's what I'm not going to assume anything. He could just be very passionate and drunk.
I saw drunk. I saw drunk or maybe pills.
Definitely drunk. But I was just like, okay, yeah, he's being extravagant, passionate, putting on a great performance, in a little thing, on the ground,
where he held the mic.
It looks awkward, but that's what he gives his fans is a unique performance and show.
Yes,
not saying he wasn't on any drugs because I don't know.
Yeah, and that also I didn't get the unhealthy vibe.
That's why I was like, for most of the tweets and headlines and shit to be talking oh, he needs someone check on him, he needs help, make sure Post is okay, or he just cares that much about giving authentic experience and a unique experience.
What if he did that in the middle of the Super Bowl halftime show? The thing with the mic. The thing with the mic on the fucking stage.
He starts normal with what's the song in Spider-Man with Sway Lee?
Sunflower.
Yeah. So nice song.
And then just cuts right into I Fall Apart and then does that with the
fucking Rockstar.
Because I will say at one point, I found the video more funny than concerning. Because, at one point I was like, oh, wow, he's really going for it. On the whole, ground and everything, laying there with the mic.
I was kind of concerned that people are automatically assuming, the worst. Oh, he's on these bad, he's on a bunch of drugs, blah, blah, he needs help.
Somebody's already putting the RIP tweet in their draft.
Nobody, how I was, said, what if he just truly cares and that passionate? And that's how he's expressing himself. Everyone at that show can say, I've never seen that before and I'll never see it again.
Yeah.
Unless it's Post Malone. So it's when Ozzy Osbourne bit off a bat's head, no one was like, "Hey, check him into rehab."
No, people are just like, oh,
It's the 80s.
like that's
It's
Ozzy.
the 90s. Everyone's on drugs.
Probably didn't even know it was a bat.
And no one was like, "Oh, he's on a bunch of drugs," because everybody did fucking drugs. Until the government was like, "Wait a minute."
Jimi Hendrix literally was flying on acid on those stages, and people were just like, hell yeah.
Y'all know what Purple Haze is?
Purple haze all over my eyes. Fun fact, people can, or I should say have heard that line as, excuse me while I kiss this guy. That is true. So he was very pro LGBTQ plus.
Head of the curve.
He was very ahead of the curve.
Hey, do you?
And like if Jimi Hendrix was like just playing the guitar next to me and he's like, excuse me while I kiss this guy, and then like looked at me, I'd be like, hey, you're Jimi Hendrix. Give you a smooch. Why not?
I mean, in a lot of cultures, when people greet each other, they kiss each other on a cheek or both cheeks, like. So like.
Plus, it's Jimi Hendrix, you know.
So like, what kind of kiss is it? Like, hey, it could be. Everyone automatically assumes it's like making out. Could just be a little.
Yeah, you don't have to go full Ricky Bobby, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Talladega Nights.
Could be a kiss on the cheek, kiss on the hand, kiss on the ring.
Yeah.
Kiss on the forehead. I don't know.
That's a very good point.
Jimmy's on Purple Haze. He could kiss himself.
I don't even know who he's kissing.
He's
we
God.
did appreciate
God did.
We did appreciate the Quavo takeoff tribute at the Grammys. Thought that was dope. And you know what? I won't even get into the Offset beef.
Nope.
I feel like it wasn't really much needed. It was a great tribute, great performance. Nothing ended up happening too bad. Everything all well. Everybody went home safe, had a great time. Again, I thought the Grammys was great this year. Let's just dive into this real quick.
Okay.
Drake ordered to court. Sends to court to discuss the XXX death. Now, I'll say from day one, I will say that it looks like a crazy coincidence, but I personally don't see a world where Drake had any involvement with this case. I just don't see it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up to me.
Like,
I don't understand it.
Like, it's really like, it's so annoying. Like, people just want clickbait headlines. Like,
well, to me, this is the defense attorney grasping at fucking straws.
He just wants big ass headlines out there, so the case gets more traction, so it can't go away. Because then it could prolong in court longer and get more.
Try to create the reasonable doubt. I mean, I get it.
Or give them extra time to get actual evidence that they're trying to find. Because if you order Drake to court, he has a certain amount of time to respond, blah, blah, blah. Then he has to show. So that's what, extra 2 weeks? He could be out in fucking who knows where.
Turks.
So now we have to wait on him.
Trying to take Sam.
Right. So now we have to wait on him. So, like, it's delay. It could be all like a way to delay the process or something. You know what I mean? Like,
buy his client more time.
Yeah. Or he truly feels Drake had involved.
How anyone could feel like that, I will send you the link to BetterHelp.com. Because, like, I see people on Twitter doing that with, oh, he posted this, though, this one time on Instagram, and XXX was like, if anything happens to me, blame Drake. And I'm like, yeah, but look at the context of that being posted. He didn't post that 2 days before he died. Posted that 2.5 years before he died. 2.5 years. Like,
right. It's not like Takeoff's suspected killer.
He didn't even know Drake at the time. It was a joke.
It's not like Takeoff's suspected killer ordering or filing for an expedited visa the night of the killing.
In fact, let's take it back to square one. Square one. You know where this beef with Drake originated and started?
No.
It started with the record that Drake put out called KMT. And I believe I'm right on this, but it started with the record called KMT. You remember that song, Kissing My Teeth? Kissing My Teeth.
Okay, yeah.
Well, what X got mad about and called him out for was that he did the same flow that X had on Look at Me. The bitch who is your man's, can't keep my dick in my pants, shawty don't love me no more, I kick her out like a hoe, and then Drake came in with the back on the beat, then I'm kissing my cheese.
So X was saying Drake was
bit him, gave him no credit.
This shit ain't new.
Like, it's not like when Cardi did Bodak Yellow and was like, hey, Kodak, this one was inspired by you.
Soulja Boy exposed Drake for this years ago, though. For Kiss Me Through the...
Hey, I'm a Drake guy, but...
He was like, I forget what song he was
talking
about.
Kiss Me Through the Phone.
He was like, but...
Tell me what's really going on. Soulja Boy, I'm back in business, bitch. What's happening?
Drake did,
and he said the same thing, and he goes, hey, tell me what's really going on.
He's
Jersey
like,
Drake,
that's my fucking flow. It's me. That's my flow.
Bar for bar, word for word.
Drake stole my flow. I created Drake.
But
I did. Like,
X, and then, like, I see, like, again, I guess I'll devil's advocate.
I can see why you're
you're
upset.
There's a couple lyrics from Drake that also seemed a little bit fishy. And, like, the one is, like, SMS, XXX, never shoot below the neck. Or something like that. And then there's another line he says where he's like, do a 5 again. If he bit his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again. That's the lyrics that people associate with it.
Well, if I ever send a text, XXX, that's XXX is for porn rating.
Yes.
So that's not I don't see that.
XXX. Yeah.
I only shoot below the neck.
Yeah.
Because he's not showing his face. That's what he's saying is, if I ever send an X-rated dick pic,
that goes right back to what we were talking about.
I'm not showing my face. That's what he was saying.
Even Drake's telling you, no face in the dick pic. Can't do
I don't see that tying with Tentacion at all. Like, I don't see how that's a reach.
Big reach. Defense attorneys grasping at straws. But while we are talking about Drake, I wanted to bring this take up on last week's episode. But I'm glad that I saved it for this one. Here comes the hot take, Took. The burners are on. Maybe a hot take, maybe a cold take. I don't know. Let me know, everybody. Especially you, Snooka. I'm on the ledge.
Okay.
Her loss is better than What a Time to Be Alive. Should I take my sword out and wait for the stampede? I've sat with it long enough for me currently. Again, it could always change back over time. But I think if somebody told me right now, you either get Her Loss or What a Time to Be Alive, the other album you're never going to hear a record off of again. Give me Her Loss, give me Hours in Silence.
I gotta go look at What a Time to Be Alive real quick.
Okay. Give it a look. What do you think?
I mean,
if you're still tuned in, Doom, let me know what you think. Everybody watching, let me know what you think. Her Loss better than What a Time to Be Alive. Am I hot? Am I hot or am I cold? I thought it would be hot because I posted that on Twitter and a couple people let me have it.
I'm with you on that, though.
And you know what? I'll break it down, though, too. You know, I'd actually love to break this down.
I agree with you. I like how what's the word? Like the
cohesiveness?
Great other word, yes. Yes. The cohesiveness of 21 and Drake more than 21 and Future to listen to.
You mean Drake and Future?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So, like, I agree with you because I, like, What a Time to Be Alive, like, if I'm at a club for the rest of my life, yeah, I'll take that album.
I if I'm think only, I'd want Her Loss. 21, can you do something for me?
Well, there's just a lot more bangers on What a Time to Be Alive. Like,
I mean, it's hard to deny.
Gutters, Diamonds Dancing, Scholarships, I'm the Plug, Jumpman.
Plastic Bag.
That's
one of my favorites.
So, like, it's just... But if I'm just at work and I want I'm just casually listening to music, I want Her Loss.
Here's how I broke it down.
If I'm in the gym, give me What a Time to Be Alive.
So here's how I broke it down. I was in my head at work, always. That's a given. I looked at it as...
I don't think it's as high.
I think Drake rapped, which I'm actually happy to see that. I think he rapped better on Her Loss for sure. But it felt more like... Her Loss felt more like a Drake album, where What a Time to Be Alive felt more like a Future album.
I agree.
Because, like, Future, and don't get me wrong, love Future, one of my guys. But I thought overall that it seemed like, put it this way, I don't go back to that album all like that. And if I do, it's usually like Plastic Bag, maybe one other one, and I'm out. Like, Plastic Bag and Diamonds Dancing, and I'm out.
I agree.
Where Her Loss, Rich Flex will play, and then it goes into major distribution, and I'm like, okay. Because then by the time you get to On Bullshit, you're like, just let it ride. Like, oh shit. Except I do skip Treacherous Twins.
And you could, like,
Her Loss is this close to being perfect, but
you
Treacherous
could,
Twins is on there.
have Her Loss on repeat for a second time and not like immediately. All right, I need something else. With What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah,
I'm not listening to that second time through or back to back.
yeah. By the time it makes it back to Digital Dash, like okay,
It's like all right, my workout's over.
And like overall too, I know you got Metro production on What a Time to Be Alive, but I thought that the production on Her Loss just seemed more loose.
I just like the flow overall.
Yeah, the energy of the
Yeah,
project,
like-
even just, and the fact of like how it came out, it was like that's one thing I do love about Drake, where like he's like, all right, you got 1 week to prep, no single, I'm dropping in 1 week, get ready, and it was like him and 21 doing that marketing.
The fucked up part is like he could do that. He could drop like a 6-song mixtape every fucking week for the next probably like 6 years.
Who?
Drake. Like his catalogs and his vault is.
And that's the thing though, like
It's like Wayne.
I
Like,
love how he does that shit.
Wayne's like, how many songs do you think I have in my vault? That's it.
Wayne.
That's like a session. He's like, I'll put 100 songs down in the studio in the one weekend, one night. Fuck.
Can't ever put it past Wayne. I'm glad to see though that take wasn't, I guess, that hot.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with it.
Thank you.
Like I said, if I'm working out, What a Time to Be Alive, better for that because it's just more hoo-ah, like type. But if you're there casual listening, like I could listen to Her Loss while I'm working.
Oh, for sure.
And like,
dude, Spin About You and Hours in Silence. Holy shit.
it's
One of my favorite bars on there is the 4 words when I think about y'all be crusty, rusty, musty, dusty. 8 words when I think about us be fuck, be fuck, be fuck, be fuck.
like, there's just a
That shit's a fucking bar.
key bars on that bitch.
I also am guilty of on Hours in Silence when he does the turn my bitch up, turn my bitch up. I do that shit every time.
And I think it's because like Drake.
I sound like a sprinkler.
He wasn't in his bag. He was just.
Oh, I think Drake was in his bag on that album.
But it wasn't like
he
didn't
loose,
go
though.
there to reach in his bag. He
Yeah.
went there to be himself,
And it seemed
and
loose.
it showed
like,
that his bag is. He has an array of weapons.
like that bar where he said, who's the president? I never voted once. Who's the president? Or if I could vote for president, I'd vote for Tiana Trump or whatever.
Right,
like that.
he's like, yeah, like he's just
Immediately when he said that, I was like, oh, Drake, good taste.
okay. All right, I see you out here.
See you, Drake.
All right.
Great taste there,
Trying
guy.
to get another baby, huh?
So let's pivot off into some TV and movie action.
Okay.
Disney confirms Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and Zootopia 2.
Huh.
After, keep in mind, I should mention this first because I think this had something to do with it. Disney lost over 2 million subscribers in just the start, within the first month. Well, let me put it this way. Since January 1st, they've lost over 2 million subscribers.
But I mean, you expect that with a streaming service eventually. Like, with Disney, you only have Disney shit. So for Disney, you always have Disney heads that will always have your account. So like they'll always be profiting. How much their profit is will vary.
You know what I think they got to do, and I know which one it would be of these 3 movies. Remember I said this. The Book of Tucker, making a statement and see how it ages. I really think that Zootopia 2 is going to come straight to the service. Toy Story 5 at the theater.
No.
You're saying no Toy Story 5 in the movie theater?
Why? If you want to,
Yes. Lightyear didn't.
like, that's
Quite
why they
make it
made
either,
Disney
too.
Plus. Like, okay, all those 2 million people are about to have their shit back at
Because
a higher price.
Because now here comes the new Frozen, which all the kids got to see that, of course.
And like, that's
Wifey
what I mean.
loves
Like,
Frozen.
those 2 million people that like unsubscribed, whatever, like, are the people that like had it for a year or whatever, watched all this shit they wanted to rewatch again from childhood,
That
and
is
got
true.
bored.
They got that
itch out.
extended trial. And
Like, they just got the itch of wanting to watch the old classics again. Like,
now's a good time to buy Disney stock.
I
I know that. Put some money into that.
I'll put 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
Shout out you for knowing that. Like, that's a lot of people don't know that reference.
Which is sad that it's not a given
But
these
yeah,
days.
I don't think Toy Story will. Why would you put any no Disney movie?
You know, again, that's why I love doing the pod with you, man, because I'll think one way and then you'll say something. I'm like, fuck.
I'll go further for
Toy Story 5, because
knowledge.
Lightyear did not make that much money compared to the other previous years. Like, it did not make Toy Story 3 or Toy Story 4 money.
It's not as iconic. And people were real hesitant about it ruining Buzz, but honestly, it didn't. For me, at least.
No, me neither.
But if Disney confirms a movie like how they did those three, they're going to Disney. It's not. Now, if it's like a Disney and Paramount, then it'll go to theater. But if it's strictly
You're having Siggy's.
If it's strictly Disney's, they're gonna force you to get their subscription.
I mean, I do agree that now, like, with that, like, being, like, a thing, they're probably, like, which I thought it was funny, like, literally 2 days after that came out, all of a sudden they were like, all right, y'all, don't worry, like we got 3 of these bangers coming out, which those are 3 of their bread-winning movies.
All right, yeah, you're only paying $15 for that first month just to watch that movie once, so it's, like, less than movie tickets for 2 people.
You know, the other thing that Disney Plus kind of runs into, though, is, I mean, again, though, I have a movie collection, so it kind of all fucks me up. But I think the one thing that Disney Plus runs into is they have the Paramount syndrome, where it's like, yeah, there's some great content on there and great movies to watch, but there's not very much of them.
And that's why.
So it's like you said, somebody's going to get that membership and be like, all right, cool, hey, Toy Story, dope. And at the end of the month, kind of want to cancel that. Like, I already saw it twice.
Exactly.
You know, like, I'm good.
You'll have those people that literally get it for 1 month just to watch 1 or 2 movies, and then they're like, all right, I'm cool on it. But then you have some of those people that sign up just to watch that 1 movie, use it for that full month, and then end up liking it, and they're like, well, fuck, I'll keep it. So it's like...
It does have a lot of great docs on it.
So it's like 50-50 with the people that get it just for 1 or 2 movies for that first month. You might keep them around longer just because you're forcing them to have it for a month, so they'll use it, and then they'll get used to having it. And then it's just like...
Right now, they are kind of in a downwards moment, though, because we are waiting on the... I use it for Star Wars. And that Mandalorian season's getting ready
I like
to come
the
out.
nature docs and shit.
They do got some great documentaries on there. They really do.
What is it?
Like, Wifey watched this one where it was like the park after dark.
National Geographic shit's on there and shit.
Wifey got me into this one. It was like a series called The Park After Dark. And it's like these people that like got this like exclusive like trip. Like this one kid's dream was like, oh, he wanted to go to Disney, but he has like such a bad like social anxiety and like fear of being around people all like that. Like the kid was homeschooled and all that.
Right.
And Disney was like, hey, Park After Dark. Ain't no one here. Like, we got all the people waiting, whatever ride you pick, buddy. Like, thought that was actually cool as shit. And she was like, if I could ever do the Park After Dark, because, hey, those parks, they're amazing. They're fucking phenomenal. It is the most magical place on earth. I confirmed it. But
God,
at the same time, there are so many fucking people.
I went to Cedar.
Like,
I went to Cedar Point for free.
Holy shit.
Didn't get on a roller coaster because I was like, hey.
Yeah, you're not a roller coaster guy. Which I think that would actually make you love Disney even more because, like, the Avatar ride,
watch too much.
You're never
Ride
actually
on all the water rides.
But the thing with the Avatar ride, for example, though, is you're not actually on anything. Like, you're just on a bike, and you put this helmet on, and it's all fucking virtual reality at that point.
I went down all the water slides and shit and water rides. But roller coasters and shit, like, I watched too many Final Destinations. Like,
I told you what Jim said the night before a Cedar Point trip.
And I know, like, mechanically now, like,
I told you when me, him, Dom hit up Cedar Point that one time.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We're in line for Millennium, and he goes, yeah, I hope nobody watched Final Destination 3 last night.
How'd he immediately not ride anything?
I was like, what?
Like,
Dom goes, why the fuck would you say that?
And I'd be like, well, I'm not doing shit today. I'll be there. Well, thanks.
You know what is crazy, though? And I'll be honest. Like, even though I'm a coaster guy, you know me, I'm also a religious guy. When I'm going up a couple of those hills, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I pop a prayer off, no shit. Dead ass.
But that's why you do it.
Like, I'll be going up that Millennium, and, like, I'll get that, like, feeling in the chest real quick, and I'm like, God, please let this be a safe ride, please. Like, because when you start going over that hill, you do get that 1 minute, especially me being a smaller body. I start feeling my ass lift up off that thing. I'm like, oh, baby.
This is it.
Oh, baby. Really relying on this bar here.
Like,
I'll tell you the one thing I'll never do again. We did the Millennium at night. And you actually go so fucking high up in the air that you're getting smacked by bugs constantly. So now you're like trying to close your eyes. Well, anyways, this was the first time I ever rode the ride. Jim gets me in the front car. These bugs are hitting my eyes for like literally like 30 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't open my eyes. Finally, I'm like, fuck. And as soon as I open them, we're at the top of the hill going over. And everybody's got their hands up. I'm like, oh no! Like, I didn't get the prep for this.
Bugs come back. Bugs come back. Where are the bugs?
They got me going down. I'm like, Like, I'm the only dumbass with my eyes still open. But oh, that was so funny.
We all have our different adrenalines because, like, I love motorcycles and like
I'd die in 5 seconds
and like dirt bikes and shit. I like riding those things.
Die by the end of the street.
That's me. Not a roller coaster though.
I will say, and I think I've mentioned this before.
I probably have more chance of dying.
The thing that terrifies me with the roller coasters, the only terrifying part to me, is the fact of when I'm getting ready to take off on the dragster, which shut down now, and you look over at the guy operating the ride, and it looks like some 18-year-old kid that showed up high as hell, not giving a fuck what button he's hitting. He looks unsure. He looks like he's trying to pick between the two, and I'm like, yo. My life is on the line.
One of my homies used to go there every summer to work there.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, it as a bitch's retreat.
I'm like, oh no, this kid looks high as hell. He's texting. I'm about to be 400 feet in the fucking air. He don't know how to work that thing.
I used to smoke so much. I'll just go fuck bitches, bro.
You don't know how to work that thing. This guy's fucking gonna get me killed. Like, I remember I actually thought that we were getting on. Luckily, it wasn't like one of the crazy rides. Like, we're on the Raptor, and I shit you not, I'm watching the guy go like this.
Which one?
He's like doing that.
Slow, medium, fast, hell,
like, bruh,
death. That one. I'm like, this dude about to get me killed. Like,
I just want to look up and be like, yeah, yo, should somebody, your trainer in the bathroom, like, you want to give him a minute? Like,
and the best part about, like, not the best part, but when I went to Cedar Point for free, didn't ride in so my friends rolled roller coaster while we were there. I was like, I'm cool. Like, you go do you. And it was like, oh, you're scared. I was like, man, you don't know if it could break down. You get stuck up there for 3 hours. I'm cool. I like being on the ground. I'll stay on the ground. And literally, like, the next week after we were there, one of the rides was like broke down and people were stuck on it for like 45 minutes. They had to climb down the big ass hill one by one.
I would have been one of the people that would say, look, take your time, make sure it's good. I'm gonna sit right here on the cart. I'm not climbing down all these feet. I don't have a fear of heights, but I'm not climbing down this weird, steep, fucking dumbass ladder that looks like it's made out of fucking just grating.
And it just added to my point because, like,
but imagine if you fall down those steps, you're dead.
I'm suing.
No, you're dead.
I'm suing.
Like, if you're literally climbing down the Millennium Steps and you lose your footing real quick, you're taking everybody down with you because everybody's going to lose their balance, and you just bowling pinned right off the Millennium floor.
They harness you into the railing on the side.
Either way, I'm still not doing that. No way. Like, Millennium breaks down at the top. Fuck like, that. I'm sitting in the car.
My friends that day were like, oh, they're not going to, well, you know, they don't break. I'm like, you know, it's a real small chance. Like, yeah, you're right. Small percentage of chance.
At the end of the day, it's
a machine. Then the next week, it broke down. And it's like, oh.
Well, look at the dragster. Just got someone killed.
Duh. Like, let's put people on this fucking metal machine that goes faster than supercars.
It does too, dude. They tell you when you get on the ride to close your mouth. Because if you don't, which I didn't get to see what happens if you don't, but it sounds like if you do, it literally went so fast that my face was shaking.
Yeah, air was like your cheeks could like rip.
My eyes, I had to keep them closed because the air was blasting me.
Right. I just not my cup of tea.
Fair enough.
It's for you. It's for you. I'll stay with my motorcycles.
Shout out Cedar Point. Just don't get people killed.
And like definitely need a fast pass if I ever did go on fucking roller coasters.
Oh, dude, the fast pass is a game changer.
I'm not standing in those fucking lines.
I guess
it's like Disney. It's like, I'm here to stand for 4 hours and ride for a half hour.
See, the
Like,
thing that I do love,
fuck
the thing
that.
that I do love about Disney is the way that it's set up. You get like 3 fast passes a day, no matter what. Like with your ticket, and when you get your band, you get to like pick with like the band. Like,
all right, this
you
one,
get
this
3
one,
pretty much. Yeah, like when you
like,
hold it up to
tracks
the
it.
thing, it like goes like
It like colors it.
boom,
Yeah.
green, and it punches it in, and then you get 2 more punches with it. However, though, I do have a funny fast pass story that I just got to share. It's a gym one. So,
Of course.
classic Jimothy Timbers hitting you with some bullshit. Me, him, and Zach this time went to Cedar Point. And we all decided we were going to get the fast pass. Well, right in the middle of getting the fast pass, well, actually, no, we didn't all decide that we were going to get the fast pass.
Goodbye.
That's what I meant to say. We were talking about it. So, all we did was just mention the fast pass. We didn't plan on it. We get up to the window, and my money was a little tight, so I was like, oh, Jim's not going to go through with it. He's getting his ticket first. He's going to say just regular ticket. Then I'll just get a regular ticket, and then Zach will just, be good.
Follow the lead.
Yeah. Shit you not. He goes, yeah, I'd like one fast pass plus. And
plus.
I shit you not, my neck has never jerked more. I'm like, price. I'm like looking around. I'm like,
there's
yeah,
a plus?
There's 3. There, I saw the fast
What,
pass
Disney Plus? What the fuck is that?
I saw the plus sign, and I was like, hold on. And I started looking around for the
Plus
price.
300.
And I was like, okay, regular ticket, I was like 80. Okay, not so bad. And I was like, fast pass 160. Where's the fast pass plus? I'm like, 250. I'm like,
Jim,
guess how much money I brought that day?
$250.
$300.
And so you got one drink.
I had 2 beers and a hot dog. And then I had to save enough money for food on the way home. Yeah, 2 beers and a hot dog. Oh, dude, even Zach was like, you had to go with the plus, and he's like, well, yeah, it's faster. And like you get that
yeah,
it's
by
barely
3
faster.
people, I guess. Like
you get in the regular fast pass line, and you show that you have the red.
You skip to the front of the fast pass.
Yeah.
So you're with the people.
Which, by the way, people in the regular fast pass, they look at you like they're Saudi, but they also look at you like you're a fucking celebrity. Like they're like, oh, he's got the red band.
I'm going to the store. Did you need anything?
No.
They're like,
actually, yeah. Could you get No, never mind then. But that was Madre joining the pod for a minute. She always likes to chime in and get a word off. So to wrap up TV movies, we did just watch the Fast X trailer.
I did. Yeah, that was my first time watching.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I mean, obviously,
I think it's gonna be better than the last 2.
You're thinking it's gonna be better than the last 2. I'm thinking that
at least the last one.
I'm thinking it's no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, there's still a couple more things though that I want to see about that movie. Like as it gets closer to coming out, like I think I need maybe one more trailer. Even though that trailer was about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, but I would like to.
I think it did.
Justice. Like maybe one more face reveal. Like maybe see if The Rock's going to be in it.
What do you mean? I thought they showed him.
I thought they were going to for a split second because they showed Shaw.
I think they did.
Because I think the last time we saw him was Hobbs and Shaw.
I thought they showed both. It was like a.
You know what? I was getting this going, so they probably did.
Don't quote me, but I want to say I saw The Rock.
But no,
that's why I was like, I thought they showed.
I know people have kind of picked apart that franchise the longer it's gone on. But at the end of the day, man, you know me. I get high and watch movies. I think it's going to be fun.
But that's why I'm also giving credit.
I think it's going to be an entertaining watch.
I think they're.
Vin Diesel looks like he's 25 again.
I think they're like. It seemed like they're kind of getting back to like the earlier movies, like more. Yeah, they still had some crazy drama and like doing wild stunts, but it's more about like back to the street racing and drag racing and not flying through buildings type of deal.
Yeah, which it looked like they have a lot more racing in this one, but they still had that one spot with the copters.
Right, that's why I was like, you got to have that still a little bit.
Yeah, I saw them open up the back of the cargo plane, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, here he goes. Yeah. The car's flying again, guys. Car's airborne. Fuck.
So, like, but I don't think we're going to get another trailer because they literally, like you said, it was 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Like, if that's the last one, that makes sense. But, yeah, no, I am excited for Fast X. Like I said, I know people tear it apart, but I think it'll be cool. That 90s show confirmed to season 2. Thought that 90s show season 1 was awesome, so I'm excited for season 2. Glad that it already got confirmed for the second season. Office season 6 superfan episode is out. If you're an Office fan like me, wifey got me into the Office, but fucking love that show. They got the superfan episodes out now. Okay. And it is one of those cases where it's like an extra 10 minutes.
Is it like it's like older unreleased shit that they?
Yeah, like clips that they didn't use.
Gotcha.
And like they even have it like a couple times where like they'll actually let like the other cast member laugh in the middle of the scene. So it's got like that blooper feel to it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like there's this one scene
it's
where
unedited. Yeah.
There's this one scene where like Jim's laughing at his desk and the camera cuts to him and he's like, "Why do you always do this?" He's like
trying to get it together.
yeah, he's like, "I can't stop."
Yeah. That's funny.
So like it's cool to see how like they do that and like some of like the extra like when they cut to like that documentary part where it's like just them talking to the camera. They do that a lot more now too. It's really funny.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure they have so much fucking.
And like Dwight Schrute has this one like he breaks character right in the middle of it. He's like literally taking the microphone off of his chest, and he's like, "Well, not even." He was actually kind of funny. He's like, "All right." He goes, "Is that it?" He goes, "You already cut?" He's like, "Well, not yet." He's like, "I'm going home, man. It's 5:30." And it's like, "Oh, it's clocking out."
Hey, I feel
like,
you there.
He's like, "We're back on set tomorrow." He's like,
We've
"I'm
all
going
had
home,
those
man."
days where as soon as that clock switches, I'm done.
He's like, "I don't want to be Dwight no more. I just want to go home and be me."
Can you put this back at least? No, it's clocking out time.
Like that's your job.
You can. I'm not doing shit.
So to wrap it up, let's talk a little bit of wrestling. Not much happened in the wrestling world this week. Very little, but I do know a big name popped out at the end of Raw that would be fucking awesome to talk about. Lita! Lita came to the rescue of Becky Lynch. Lita came out and fucked up Damage Control and then slammed the cage door on Bayley.
Well, they're both redheads.
That's true. But looks like Lita's back. It's Mania season. WrestleMania goes to Hollywood. I do think they're gonna build for a Bayley versus Lita.
That's why
like new generation versus old generation Mania match.
That's why I didn't have a reaction because I was like, what was it for? Good, like no offense.
Definitely not a one-off vibe.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like, well, if Lita's back, like
because that pop when that fucking song hit, you could tell like some of the younger fans were like, "Wait, why is my dad freaking out?" And it's like that'd be me because I'm like, "You don't know who that is." Like
that's what I mean is like, she doesn't come back for a nothing match.
No.
Like she is too old to put her body through shit for no reason. And then B, like, it's Lita.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be a great like new generation versus young generation. Or new generation versus old generation. I think it'll be awesome to see Bayley versus Lita. That'd be a great Mania match. It gives Bayley something. But Bayley right now looks like she won't be in the title picture. But I love Bayley. She's one of my favorite performers right now. One of my favorite superstars in general. But I'm excited to see where they take it.
That's what I was about to say. I'm interested to see where the Lita story goes and how it plays out.
Agreed. Very excited to see Lita back in the ring. Awesome.
I'm excited for that. But
I have another
she's able to do weekly shows, like appearances maybe. But that's where I'm like, where are they going with this? Because I don't think she can wrestle weekly.
No, she won't wrestle weekly, no. Will she come out and cut a promo?
But even
bi-weekly. How about that? Like, how I'm thinking is like, you'll do the Bayley will come out.
Like they take
be like, fuck you for fucking me over last week, you bitch.
They go,
and then Lita will pop out the next week and be like, oh, this is what you had to say about me last week? And then take a week off, and then Bayley will come back out and be like, "Oh, you said that, bitch!" And bam, and then like all of a sudden, no, Lita got jumped backstage. Like, oh, Bayley and Lita erupted backstage.
That's why I'm like trying to figure out like, because if she wrestles, she needs a week, 2 weeks to recover.
I think if anything, that sounds like it could be like a tag match, like Io and Dakota versus Lita and Becky, but Lita doesn't really get in the ring. You know what I mean? Like. Lita gets like 3 or 4 minutes in the ring.
She's like Edge though. Like, if she's back full.
Giving it her all.
She's
doesn't want to half-ass it.
Yeah, she's here for.
Doesn't want to phone it in. But the other early Mania prediction I wanted to take a shot at here, see if I'm right. I think they're building up for Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
They definitely are. He's been throwing shots out.
And I heard on the Pat McAfee show,
Yeah.
I watched that where Seth went in on him.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't throwing shots. He was speaking his. I feel like his actual truth.
Well, that's the thing is Triple H is
said
looking
the
at
same
this
thing
as
about-
money.
He said the same thing about CM Punk.
Yeah, he
was
said
like,
he's a
I can
cancer.
compare it to Logan Paul because they're here for themselves. They're not here for everyone in the business. They're here for themselves.
And I saw that part where they were like, "Oh, like,
So, like,
you know,
he
are you
actually
like
feels-
ribbing or are you serious?" He's like, "I genuinely do not respect that man." It's like, ooh.
No, like he doesn't. Yeah,
And
he
whenever
doesn't
you
want
get
it,
that, that creates like a.
because he even gave Pat the credit. He's like, "No, Pat, you have passion. Like, you're passionate about wrestling. You care about the company. Blah blah. You always put us over." And he's like, Logan doesn't talk about wrestling on his podcast. Blah blah. Like, he doesn't
All
put us
good
over.
jokes contain true shit.
And he's like, he doesn't. He's here for himself. He's like, I don't fuck with that. And he was being dead
Adamant.
serious. Yeah,
He was adamant.
serious. Like, I was like, uh oh.
Um,
So I don't even know if he would. I don't think
I
they're
think
setting that
Seth
up because I
versus-
don't think he would even get in the ring with him. Because I don't think he wouldn't put his body at risk with someone he doesn't think respects them.
but see, at the end of the day, I really truly believe that Triple H could do enough to convince him to be like, "Yo, there's money here. This is a draw. This is a draw. Our goal is to put asses in seats. This match does that because now you got
but
real
there's
heat."
money between Seth and another big superstar in WWE. He's like, Seth
Yeah.
will say, okay, yeah, but I don't want the money going to him. Fuck him.
I wouldn't have minded to see like Seth versus Gunther.
But you know what I mean? It's like
But-
Seth has that status now. He could. Okay, do you want Logan or me in this universe? Pick. I'm not giving him this match so he can make more money off this business and brand. I'm not doing it. Fuck it. No.
I guess we'll see how time will tell
Yeah, I don't think
as we get closer. Because right now, I'm trying
because
to
with
think.
how much like
It's April 1st and April 2nd. It's about February 11th.
because when you like wrestle with somebody, you gotta trust them to.
Somewhere upwards around 55 days or something like that. Till Mania.
Yeah.
And we still got the Chamber next Saturday. Chamber's in Montreal.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But as you know, usually no titles change. And then, unfortunately, last thing to mention before we do wrap it up on Pull Up and Chair episode 27, we did want to just wish Jerry Lawler speedy recovery. He suffered a stroke
Dang.
Monday morning outside of his house. He was just literally walking and fell right over. Neighbors saw it, face planted on the ground, all that.
Luckily,
He
somebody
had a
saw
stroke.
It.
He had a
As
blood
bad as
blockage on his brain.
Bad as it sounds, like luckily someone saw it happen, so
That neighbor was on it.
he got attention as fast as he could.
Yeah.
Like
And wishing Jerry Lawler a speedy recovery. The king, the great king of Memphis.
yeah, man,
One of the greatest commentators of all time, I would say, for WWE for sure.
for sure.
And,
Definitely one of them. Yeah.
On that note, this was an absolutely amazing episode of Pull Up a Chair.
Hell yeah.
Happy to have you as always, Snooka.
Yes,
Great
sir,
time
yes,
every
sir.
fucking Saturday to kick us off. On that note,
No,
before we
shit,
head
bro.
out and get out of here, did just want to say Dark is Cold and Lights I Fear on my YouTube now. Uploaded, put it out on
Go click on that.
I believe it was Wednesday. Definitely thank you. You get to hear me revisit some of my old gems, that my favorite ones along the journey. And I debut a little song called Hold You Close early that will be on When Vampires Go Surfing, coming soon. I'm
Teaser
tweaking
alert.
it. I'm working it. My Xbox is broken, so you know I'm going to be
Teaser
working
alert.
on it. Big teaser alert. It's inspired by Tiny Desk. You know I always got to show my inspirations. It's inspired by the Tiny Desk concerts, and damn it, I've always saw one, and I'm going to have one day. But I had to do my version just to have a little bit of fun with it. And thank you, Nick Fertica, for shooting that. The great CEO of Crunch Media shot that, who was on the show
dog.
as well
The
before.
dog.
We have that interview up. I believe that was episode 24 or 5. And
Go check it out. Go watch them back.
absolutely. Sleepless Radio episode 131 coming live at 7:30 p.m. on Instagram. That would be at Tuplenku, same as the YouTube. Showcase of the Underground, Jaron Benton versus Chris Webby. It's going to be a fun one, going to be a tough one. Will the streak go to 8 or will it die at 7? We'll find out at 7:30. Thank you for being tuned in to Pull Up and Chair episode 27. Book of Snooka, El Snooka Tente off the top rope. And El Tucker Tente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, a.k.a. Edward Swisherhands, a.k.a. Stony Montana, a.k.a. you'll hear the monikers in an hour and a half. Peace.
Love.